You all are at a very key stage in your life. The decisions that you make now about what are your goals and what is success will affect the rest of your life. At this stage of your life, you have to think very carefully before you act. Now let me explain. A usual tendency can be that you function on autopilot. You simply act according to your programming. The bhakti knowledge of Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam is beyond any material programming that has been inserted into you. By properly hearing from Krishna in Bhagavad Gita, and by properly hearing about Krishna in Srimad Bhagavatam, you then can actually see what to do with your life. Everyone here wants to do something in life. You want to be a success. But what is your definition of success? Who gave it to you? You are at an age now where you should be thinking about these things without delay. If you put off thinking about these things and make various decisions in your life, you could be washed away until you are 65. Please think about that. These are some of the thoughts that crossed my mind when I was in my early 20s. I had just graduated from university, and there were so many pressures to enter the corporate world. So I began to think, if I really want my life to be successful, I have to know what I am and act according to what I am. If I'm spirit soul, then I should be acting to nourish the spirit soul. I chose, obviously, to be a full-time devotee, but you can also give so much support to devotees, even though you may be working, going to school, living at home. Yes, we don't expect everyone who goes to the university to become a professor, but professors are needed. Well, some of you, no doubt, will become specialists in bhakti, full-time staff members for Srila Prabhupada's institution. Many of you will work, have families. Whatever you do, keep Krishna in the center. And whatever you do, you have to know what you're doing and why. Do not function on autopilot. Think deeply about what your future is going to be. If you're going to go into family life, you should know exactly what you are choosing. And if you are going to brahmachari life, you should know what you are choosing. You should understand the responsibilities and duties of the various ashrams and make your choice after deep consideration. As Srila Prabhupada explained, the Krishna Consciousness Society is meant for deep thinking persons. To be a deep thinking person means you just don't act mechanically because everyone else is doing something. No, you understand the bhakti knowledge and you apply it. So much of Krishna consciousness is about what I call lifestyle engineering. How to engineer your life. Some of you may be studying engineering, yes? Who is studying engineering? Yes. But what about the engineering of your life? Oh, not necessary, Swami. Or you will study engineering of your life when you're 65. Now is the time, with your youthful energies, to make the right decisions after careful consideration, careful thought. Because what you decide now can influence the rest of your life. How is it that you want your life to be lived? You don't want to have regrets. Oh, why didn't I when I was younger? Why didn't I do this or do that? Now I'm 50, 60, 70. You don't want to think like that, do you? So you have to know what you're doing. And don't be pushed into situations that you haven't thought about very deeply. In case you may have noticed, society likes to push you around. Buy this, do that. Enter this situation, enter that situation. Pressure is on you. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? This is what everyone else is doing. Aren't you going to do the same thing? You come into this world alone, and you will leave this world alone. So you have to take responsibility for your life. No one can live your life for you. No matter how much you may care for other persons in your life, family members, they cannot live your life for you. So you carry this enormous responsibility. You have the human form of life. Now, what are you going to do? You can't just look around. What is everyone else doing? You have to know. And how do you know what to do with your life? That is why Krishna has spoken to Arjuna. That is why you have Srimad Bhagavatam. All to help you make the key decisions in your life. Bhagavad Gita is an action book. Right in the first verse, the question is, Kim Makurvata Sunday. What are they going to do? My sons and the sons of Pandu, Dhritarashtra asked. What are they going to do? Similarly, what are you all going to do? You're in your 20s. You're feeling the pressures from material nature. Medical science will tell you that when you're 21, you're at the peak of the male hormone cycle. So the hormones are blazing, burning. You can't just ignore that. The hormones are pushing you this way, pushing you that way. So you have your physiology, your body that is pushing you. And then you have society pushing you. This is what you should do. Everyone does like this. You have school pressure, work pressure, family pressure. You're feeling the pressure to finish your studies. That's all right. Then pressure for working. Then pressure to marry, have family. So you may think, when will it ever stop? Pressure this way, pressure that way. Because there's so much pressure in your life, you may make the mistake of thinking that Krishna is also pressuring you. Prahlad Maharaj makes a very interesting point in the 7th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. He says, it is very easy to establish a relationship with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And to do so is as easy as the son, meaning a boy, establishing a relationship with his father. That's natural. No barriers. Similarly, Prahlad Maharaj says that's how easy it is for us to reestablish our relationship with Krishna. But, Prahlad points out, there's something very difficult. Bhakti is easy. To reestablish your relationship with Krishna is easy. But what is the difficulty? Prahlad Maharaj says, living a materialistic life, going to hell requires great endeavor. We don't think about things in that way, do we? We think, oh, bhakti is hard, right? Waking up in the morning, chanting the japa, reading the books, then you also have to study or work your job. So it seems like there is pressure in spiritual life. But actually, as we make more advancement, we find out that the bhakti activities are the natural activities. Simply, we've forgotten how natural these activities are. So Prahlad Maharaj points out, it's natural, it's easy to reconnect to Krishna. But going to hell requires hard work. Because we live in a society that is contaminated, our understanding is distorted. We think it is very easy to work hard and gratify the senses. But to practice bhakti is very difficult. We have our vision reversed. It's upside down. The more you understand about Krishna consciousness, the more you'll see how natural it is. But in the beginning, because we're not well, we're unhealthy, the natural activities of bhakti seem difficult, even artificial. And what seems natural, sense gratification seems so natural, living like everyone else in society seems so natural. We have these false perceptions due to the influence of the illusory energy of Krishna. You have the chance, by associating with devotees, to conquer over this illusion. having this chance, this opportunity is the rarest thing. Please don't take it for granted. You should be asking yourself, how did you achieve this most rare fortune? Did you ever think of things in that way? You are more fortunate than the wealthiest persons in this world. You have access to more power than the greatest leader of nations or political leaders. You're connected to something unlimitedly more wonderful than the yoga cities. What is it that you have which is so incomparable? There's no comparison. What is it that you have? You have the chance to serve Krishna in the association of devotees. There's no greater wealth than that. So we are creating wealthy persons. You'll be glad to know that in this temple, wealthy persons are being created. We need to know, what is the greatest wealth? What is the real wealth? The greatest wealth, the real wealth, is having an opportunity to engage in Krishna's service. To use your senses to please the master of the senses. I've heard that so many of you are on your break from school. Yes. And you've come here to help, to assist during the meetings that we're having here. That's very good, because by rendering such service, you can more easily understand the knowledge, the Krishna Tattva, simply by rendering service, especially by serving other devotees. So you have done the best thing for your school break. You have become wealthy beyond what anyone can calculate. We are very proud of you that you took advantage of this opportunity. Since you are intelligent young men, you should think, what is the highest benefit that you can do for yourself and for the world? First, you have to give that highest benefit to yourself. And then consider how to give that greatest benefit for everyone. In other words, don't live a selfish life. I, me, and mine. What will I get more for me? Don't waste your life in that way. What is the Sanskrit word? Kripana. Don't be such a person. Everything for me. We are all part of Krishna. How can we give the best service to Krishna? That's how to be most successful in life. Whenever you are choosing which ashram you want to dedicate yourself to, think, what's the best way for me to increase and maintain my attachment to Krishna? The best way to increase that, as well as maintain it, is to actively engage in devotional service within the society of devotees. So all of you should have some plan. In other words, instead of making plans for sense gratification, make plans how to engage in Krishna's service. Such great potential I can sense in this room. Please don't allow Krishna's illusory energy to scatter you here and there. Stick together. Help each other. Give each other support. It is possible to be Krishna conscious. I've heard that most of you, if not all, are chanting at least 16 rounds of Hare Krishna every day. Yes? Yes. Maybe some are moving up to that level, or everyone's chanting. Any ones who are moving toward that goal? Raise your hands, please. Very good. It's all right. Good. And maybe others, even though you're chanting the minimum of 16 rounds, you're thinking, oh, this is very difficult. Why do you think that? Because there's not enough time, right? So busy. Studying, working. Maybe some of you study and work? Yes. But please understand that chanting Hare Krishna will allow you to see how to make your life more productive for Krishna's pleasure. So don't be trapped thinking the way I see things now is the way it's always going to be. No, by the chanting, especially if you're trying to hear what you're chanting, by that chanting, you'll become empowered to see how you can better shape your day for Krishna's service. Your consciousness will become purified. You'll be able to see what must be done and what shouldn't be done very quickly. So please don't tell me, oh, I'm chanting, but it's difficult. I don't know how long I can keep on. I'm chanting because otherwise when I come to the temple, everyone will criticize me. So better I chant. Right? I like to explain how I began chanting Hare Krishna. Do you think as soon as I came out of the womb, I had japa beads in my hand? No, I started chanting japa 1 bead a day. Not 1 round, 1 bead. Anyone here has done that? 1 bead a day? But we cannot calculate the power of the Hare Krishna mantra. So I don't know what happened after maybe 1 week of chanting 1 bead a day. I remember I increased to 2 beads a day, and then I don't know what happened after that. Of course, before I went to the temple one time, I had already read Srila Prabhupada's books 4 hours a day for 6 months straight. I wanted to find out thoroughly what is this Krishna consciousness. So I never attended any gathering like this at the temple or anywhere. But I ordered my books from the BBT mail order, and I read them at home. I got them in the post and then read the books at home 4 hours a day for 6 months straight. And then after 6 months, I went to the temple one time and they gave me some japa beads. So I started chanting 1 bead a day. What about you? You have to make key decisions at your age. How many are studying? Raise your hand. Okay. How many are working? Raise your hands. Yes. So you have to make these key decisions. Lifestyle engineering. But if you try to act according to what Krishna says, you'll be able to see clearly. Otherwise, it's not possible. You'll be bewildered as India becomes more and more of a consumer society, especially Mumbai. You'll be caught up in all that. You have to have this, you have to have that. You have to have these clothes, this gadget, this car. Maybe already you're feeling that kind of pressure? Yes, you have to be a consumer. And that way, you have respect. People will honor you. Oh, look at the things that you own. Is that what you want your life to be? So, if you don't want your life to be that way, then you have to start making some plans. How you're going to use your life in the best way. Again, I emphasize to you, don't put your life on automatic pilot. Well, others say I should do this. Society says do that. My relatives say to do this or that. You have to know how to make the most of your short human form of life. All right. Any questions? Yes. How to plan our days so that what? You can remember Krishna. Attentive japa. Always have that on your mind. Tomorrow morning when I get up, I want to chant with attention. Start thinking about your japa, making plans how to chant with attention the night before when you're taking rest. Good japa in the morning begins when you sleep at night. Plan in your mind as you're laying down to go to sleep at night. Plan in your mind, okay, I'm going to focus on hearing attentively when I wake up. Another way to help remember that you are Krishna's servant is by engaging your talents, your abilities for Krishna's pleasure. If somehow that you can use your abilities, your talents for increasing Lord Chaitanya's Sankirtan movement, that is very wonderful. Yes.
Thank you, Maharaj, for giving or inspiring us for giving some revelations. So, Maharaj, you are telling me how that sense gratification is very unnatural for us.
What is unnatural?
How sense gratification is unnatural to us? What sense gratification? Sense enjoyment is very unnatural to us.
Is that what Bollywood tells you? No, Bollywood is telling you, look on the movie screen. It's so easy. Everyone is doing like this. What about you?
Devotional service is like a very natural, but many times what happens, although we have heard a lot, we have we are practicing for a couple of years, we are reading so many books, but still, when some object or some temptation that comes in front of us, then we naturally get attracted toward it. But on the other hand, whenever we are doing spiritual activity, after reading so much, after doing so much, still it happens to be very unnatural. So how to shift this paradigm from unnatural to natural?
We have to engineer our lifestyle so that we come closer to Krishna. That is what making spiritual advancement means. You arrange your life so that you can increasingly come closer to Krishna. Bhakti is dynamic. It is not just stuck. It's always moving forward. So under the guidance of mature devotees, make a plan how to increase your acceleration. There's never too much love, and devotional service means love. And love means devotional service. If you have a strong appetite for devotional service, then you'll notice you have a taste for chanting. And when you have a taste for chanting, you'll have a strong appetite for devotional service. Everything works together. So I see you all as the future hope of Mumbai. So just as Dhritarashtra asked Sanjaya, Kim Akurvata Sanjaya, what are you all going to do? I know you're feeling the pressures, not simply the pressures of the bodily hormones, but you're feeling the pressures from family, their expectations, right? So you're thinking how you're going to handle all this in the best way. If we take guidance from the devotees, such things are not a problem. The devotees have been through the same situation themselves. Don't think that your situation is unique. I cannot reveal my mind to any devotee because they won't understand. My situation is so special. No. There's nothing special about our life. It's like the same television program seen again and again and again. So I ask you, please consult with your devotee mentors. They have seen these situations so many times. Take advantage of the bhakti guidance. Learn from the association of devotees how to access the greatest wealth. I'm looking at you all and thinking, do you really understand how fortunate you are? I don't think so. What does Rupa Goswami mean in Chaitanya Charitamrita when he says, Brahmande Brahmite Konya Bhagavan Jiva Guru Krishna Prasade Pai Bhakti Latabij. After wandering through so many different bodies on so many planets, you get this human form of life. And you can make a complete solution to all the problems of material existence. Not a partial solution, but a complete solution. And what is the main problem in material existence? We have these material bodies. You can injure this body, give yourself pain in so many different ways with this body, right? But if you want to enjoy your body, there's only a very few ways. But there are countless ways to injure your body, and a few ways to try to enjoy your body. So that is why we say 99% material existence is suffering. But if you use your short life for how to give Krishna pleasure, then you are the most fortunate person. So I appeal to all of you. Make a plan how you're going to increase. How to increase your hearing and chanting, how to increase your practical service for Krishna. I know you can tell yourself, oh, I cannot do any more than what I'm doing now. Right? Right? You don't understand, Swami. I know for a fact that if you make an effort, Krishna is waiting to reciprocate with you. Make an effort. Take a few steps. Walk forward. Act for Krishna's pleasure, and you'll see. One or two more questions. Yes?
Thank you very much, Maharaj, for your wonderful class. I wanted to ask, when we see the life of great devotees, Srila Prabhupada, or even now our author, the seniors, we feel that we should do as they have done. So that time one question comes in the mind is the difference between following on the footsteps and imitating them. So how do you understand the difference between these?
What would you like to do?
Following the footsteps. That's what.
No, but in doing what? What is your age?
23.
23. So what would you like to do? And specifically? Oh, you want to be an ashramite. You want to become a specialist. Huh? Yes, you said ashram life? That's very good. We need both specialists and we need those who are supporting the specialists. So everyone here has a chance to play a major role in Lord Chaitanya's Sankirtan movement. Shape your life so that you can achieve your goal of living in the ashram. That's what you want, yes? Prepare now. Arrange your life so that you can achieve that goal. Last question? Yes.
You were saying that you used to read 4 hours book before chanting also.
No, yes, 4 hours a day for 6 months.
But
Before I would associate with devotees, go to a temple, anything.
then after that, like initially we also have some inclination to read books, but slowly it becomes lag and reduces. So then I wanted to ask you that how you developed such a nice taste for reading Srila Prabhupada's books that you used to read 4 hours.
I just loved Prabhupada's books and loved to hear him explain Krishna. When you're hungry, you'll eat. So if you think that your appetite for reading Prabhupada's books is not strong enough, then associate with devotees who have that taste, and you'll get it. Okay? Our last one.
Maharaj, in college, when we approach for preaching, so many of the Indian boys, they are familiar with many of the rituals in tradition. So they don't take very seriously these activities. As you mentioned, when there is hunger, they will search. But many of the Indian boys, they don't feel the necessity to.
Why just Indian boys? All over the world. Maya is operating, not just in India. You in the back, they did not hear you, so I have to repeat. He asked, at college, yes? He's presenting Krishna consciousness to other students, but because they think they know the rituals, they know this, they know that, therefore they're not interested, right? So I explained that all over the world, Maya is operating to block people's interest in Krishna. You have to be patient, though. Don't become discouraged. If you're excited by the knowledge of Krishna, they will pick up that excitement by being in your association. And some may not listen, but others will. You'll see. We are followers of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. We teach the bhakti knowledge here, there, everywhere. So once again, I thank you all for your great potential. Please don't waste your potential. Engineer your lifestyle for achieving the best goals. How to engage in Krishna's service in the society of devotees. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.